Hello and welcome to the Cepeda Monday night Zoom presentation. Tonight we'll be discussing both the product and the opportunity, a little bit of both. I hope you'll get back with the person to invite you. They did you a big favor, let me tell you, by taking the time to invite you to this call or to watch this video presentation. Somebody thought a lot of you. So I just want to quickly tell you that Isagenix, well, first of all, this is a picture of yours truly. The picture on the far left was actually a little before I got involved in Isagenix. I had lost a little bit of that belly before, and then the middle picture is after I shed 25 pounds of fat. Now the cool thing is I did not exercise. I literally was taking the Isagenix products and I was able to shed 25 pounds of fat. That was me, the picture in the middle. So had a good product experience.
Chuck, no photos are coming up.
Yep, that's what my wife was telling me too. Thank you, John. It's nice to have help.
There we go. You're all good.
Thank you. So for those of you that I was talking about myself here, this will be very brief and we'll get on to the meat of the project, but 25 pounds of fat lost after being involved in the business for a while and decided to really make this a business. I saw someone who's about my age have tremendous results going from a skinny, non-muscular body to a well-built body on stage at an event. Randy Peters was his name. That inspired me to come home. My wife and I joined the gym and we started working out, and literally those results that you're looking at right there, I added the 4 inches I lost off my waistline, my pant size. I went from a 38 to a 34. I put 2 inches on my right bicep and 2 inches on my left bicep, and I'm at 57 years old today. I am in as good a shape as when I played college football back when I was 20 years old. So I absolutely will never be without these Isagenix products. They help me maintain my desired weight, but now they've also helped me in the area of performance. Literally, my wife and I are able to chase our grandkids around and wear them out, not vice versa. So absolutely love the products. The Isagenix company is headquartered in Gilbert, Arizona. It's a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona, and this company is built on integrity. The picture in the bottom left here, bottom right, is Kathy Coover, and she is one of the founders and owners of the company, her and her husband Jim. And literally she talks about a couple of things. Number one, if it's not right for the customer, it's not right for Isagenix. So they're not going to do things in any way, shape, or form that are not right for the end user, the customer. And that's powerful. We'll talk more about the non-compromised products in a little bit, but that's powerful. It works both for the customers and us as associates who are out there as a business promoting Isagenix. Have 2 disclaimers here. One is for the product and one's for the income earnings. Ladies and gentlemen, these products are not miracles. They do not cure, heal, treat any kind of disease. What they do is they give your body the proper nutrition, and then they let your body perform the miracle, because the body really is a miracle. And it's amazing what I've seen happen with these products, from weight loss to performance to healthy aging, the skincare line, phenomenal. We'll get into that in a minute. On the income side, I just spent the last couple days in Charlotte, North Carolina, and my mentor, Herman Petty Cepeda, he said on a bad week, they'll earn $45,000 on a bad week. Last year, reportedly, from stage at an event, they made $2.5 million. So there's a lot of money to be made here, but there's a lot of people just making money to pay for the products. So eating free, how important is that to you? We'll talk more about the income side later, but the disclaimer here just tells you it's the same compensation plan, the same websites, the same products. We have a lot of same variables, but there are differences, and there's no guarantees that you're going to have the same level of success that someone else did. And hard work alone won't guarantee your success. You've got to do things the right way, and we call that the Cepeda way on our team. So there are no guarantees other than the product guarantee, which is 30 days satisfaction guarantee your money back. Now, what makes Isagenix different? Well, there's several things, and we explained that over the weekend at Express University for those of you that were fortunate enough to be there. But it starts with a vision of the company. The vision of the company is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, become the largest and most trusted health and wellness company in the world. Now, you'll notice if you're reading along, I added a little part there about "and trusted," because the first time I met Eric Coover, Jim and Kathy Coover's son, who will someday be running this company, he's a high-level executive today, but he's one of the owners, and he'll someday be the main guy when they turn the reins over to him. He added that word in there when I was in the UK. When he showed this slide, right after largest, he said, "and trusted." And I think that's very, very important. I know it resonated with me. I hope it does with you. So what are some market trends that make the Isagenix solution so valuable to the end user? Well, the first is the global weight loss industry. It's a huge industry, no pun intended, and unfortunately, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Another one is the health and fitness, a huge industry in and of itself. In fact, this lady here on the cover of this magazine, Lori Harder, is actually an Isagenix associate. Then you've got the what we call vitality and well-being. When I first got involved, it was anti-aging. Then we said, no, that's not a good way to describe it. So we call it healthy aging. And now we've changed it to vitality and well-being. It's literally helping you age youthfully from the inside out. It's an amazing group of products. Let's go the right way here. Sorry about that. What are some challenges we face? Well, basically, there is an obesity epidemic, and it goes from old to young. And in fact, a couple that's going to share with us will tell you how it impacted their whole family. Toxicity, bankrupt food in our system, premature aging, stress, both physical and financial. How do we get the toxins into our body? You don't have to try, ladies and gentlemen. It just happens. It happens by what we drink, by what we breathe, by what we eat, what we put on. We live in a very toxic environment. All right, that's all the bad news we're going to have. We're switching gears now. We're going to start talking about Isagenix solutions. And before I do that, I've got a couple on the line with me. I want them to share their story. And in the past, I've kind of rushed them a little bit. Now, I don't want them to take all night, but I do want them to share a little bit in depth about their story and how these products, the Isagenix products that we're going to talk about just in a minute here, these products have literally given them their marriage back and given Cyndy in particular her life back. So, Cyndy, if you don't mind, since you were the first one to get involved and start using the products, why don't we start with you, and then we'll let Sam finish up and tell his side of the story. It'll be the first time he gets the last word, if I know you guys as well as Diane and myself. So, Cyndy, if you'll go first, and again, don't feel rushed, but don't take the whole 30 minutes. But share your story. Tell people from your heart what this has meant to you and your experience, please.
Thank you, Chuck. Well, on March 29th, I celebrated my first Isagenix anniversary. And it was quite an emotional day for me because just a year prior, I was just 45 days post-diagnosis of a autoimmune thyroid disorder. I had battled at least 3 years of debilitating fatigue. I had been really fighting it longer, but it had gotten to the point where it was greatly impacting every aspect of my life for 3 years prior to being introduced to Isagenix. My background is I work in medical administration. I manage the revenue cycle for a very large group of doctors. And I did everything I could just to make it through the day and go to work and come home because my family depended on it. And I manage a team of 30 plus people, and they depended on me. And really, if it wasn't for them, I don't know how I would have survived for 3 years. But just knowing what I had to do, I was just literally going through the motions. And I would come home. My routine was I would come home from work and I would go straight to the sofa. I was completely done. I was introduced to Isagenix by my mom's husband. And I had noticed a change in him. He was nearing retirement, and he would come home from work. He started early in the morning, but he would come home from work and have to take a nap. And I was visiting my mom one day, and I noticed that he didn't head straight for the bedroom to go take a nap, and actually engaged with us and joined the conversation. And I had commented on that, and they started to share with me a little bit about what he was doing. And I was like, I'm not doing another diet. I had tried everything possible, and I was determined just for my mental standpoint, I was not going to do another diet. I had failed, and I was not going to set myself up to fail again. And a couple weeks later, it was during a free membership, I got a phone call from him, and he asked if I was interested in a free Isagenix membership. And I'm like, well, sure, it's free. Well, I didn't understand Isagenix. I didn't understand what it was about. They had actively avoided really learning anything more about it. So when a box a few days later showed up at my door, I was a tad bit overwhelmed because there were shakes. It was a basic pack. So there were shakes, there was the accelerator, the Isoplush, the hydrate, the cleanse, the ionics. It was the whole kit. And I immediately was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be, this is overwhelming for me. This is going to, I'm going to have to be regimented to do ionics in the morning, then shake. And I stepped back and started learning more about it. I started researching a little bit more about it, and found out that it is not a diet. It was the furthest thing from a diet. And it was really all about changing my lifestyle. I had some dietary changes that I had to make due to the diagnosis that I had just been given. And thankfully, Isagenix fit all of those components. It's gluten-free. There's the dairy-free options. It's soy-free. So for me to be able to find food at that time that was going to be convenient and it tasted good, I was really, really impressed by how Isagenix really fit all three of those components for me. And within a couple, on the conservative side, say a couple weeks, but I believe it was a few days, I started noticing a difference in my energy. It was about week 2 that my husband noticed that I wasn't coming home from work and going straight to the sofa. I was actually hanging out in the kitchen and visiting with my family during dinner prep. My kids were questioning, well, what's wrong with mom? Why isn't mom sleeping yet? Or why is mom happy? Because I was very overweight. I was depressed. I felt defeated in every aspect of my life. And I finally was feeling like I had some energy to start conquering that. Here I am a year into that, and there's not enough time on this call for me to explain or even share what we have overcome and accomplished this year. But we were a very overweight family and a very unhealthy family. And the more I see pictures pop up on Facebook from memories over the past few years, it's really hard not to go into that sad phase of like, oh my gosh, this is how bad we were. But I'm learning how to celebrate how far we've come as a family. And I have a 20-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. All of us use Isagenix in some way. I've really let my kids do what they want with it. As of the end of February, I have lost 50 pounds. I did not weigh or measure at all during March. That was my no measure March, just because I tend to get fixated on the numbers, and I stepped away from the scale and decided I'm not going to look at that, and I'm going to learn how to measure my success based on how my clothes feel and how I feel, and just get rid of the numbers. And so I had lost 50 pounds by the end of February. And last week when I was doing my son's taxes, I needed him to send me a copy of his driver's license so I could send it like e-file, or they were asking for his driver's license number or whatever. And I had him send me a picture of his driver's license, and it was taken October of 2017. And he started his weight loss journey in January, prior to me starting Isagenix. And then he jumped on board around May of 2018. He has lost 88 pounds. And to see the difference in that kid's face is just amazing. And it was just eye-opening on how blind I was, how much I was not in touch with reality on how healthy I was. I was not doing myself any favors, and I certainly wasn't doing my children any favors. And my husband was the last thing I was going to be giving attention to because I was so sick. But to see the smile on my son's face when I sent him a comparison of the two pictures, he was like, "I'm really proud of myself." And to see that difference in him, and then to see, the changes in my daughter as she's going through middle school and puberty, and just knowing that she's getting the nutrition and she's not she's learning how to not be perfect, but she's learning how to overcome obstacles like her dad and I have. And we've really let them participate in, even growing the business part of it. She'll put together flyers for us or little menus when we have sip and samples. So they're all involved on their own terms. But my husband was one of my biggest obstacles to overcome. And we've been married 20 years and best friends, but also we've also worked against each other in many areas. And our idea of how to become healthy were two totally opposite opinions. And it was just a few months into my Isagenix journey that I was able to get him to listen, and I'll let him share his story from that point on.
All right, thank you, Cyndy. Sam, take it away and take a few minutes and share your story, and maybe share your excitement of the business side of things too, because not only has your family had a great product experience, but you guys are really doing well in setting up a business that's going to do quite well for you and your family. So share your story real quick with us, Sam.
Absolutely. Sorry, Chuck, I'm having some. There you go. So Cyndy said that I was her biggest obstacle. That is true. So for me, I believed that to lose weight, it's calories in, calories out. You should eat less and work out more. That's how I always felt like you should lose weight. So I didn't believe in Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, any of that stuff. I've also seen our family waste thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on those programs for basically my wife, and they didn't work. And just a little side note, those programs cost about $800 a month. Isagenix is about half of that in some cases. So just think about that, right? And there's no guarantee with those, and they don't work. There's very little support other than meetings. So I just saw my family waste hundreds and thousands of dollars on those programs. So my wife started taking the products. I saw a huge change in her, like she mentioned. She gained quite a bit of energy. She just felt better. She looked better. It was awesome. So she actually locked me in our Jeep on a ride back from St. Genevieve on a little road trip with my daughter and her. And she forced me to listen to basically YouTube videos, to podcasts, to anything that you can think of that she could find on Isagenix. And what actually excited me the most was the income potential. But she said, well, first you have to be a product of the product. I said, okay, fine. You win, I'll try it. So we basically just started myself on 2 shakes a day. And during that time, I actually had lost my job and I was transitioning into a new job. So my stress levels were off the hook. My sleep patterns were changed. Everything was different. So these products helped me so much, just kind of regulate my life. I'm not young anymore. I wasn't good to my body as a kid. I'm in my early 20s. So I had shoulder pain, I had foot issues, I had knee issues, back issues, you name it, I had it. So since my weight loss journey started, I've lost 88 pounds as well, same as my son. The one thing that I want to point out, which is eye-opening for me, is I actually backslid a little bit. I haven't gained a bunch of weight, but I kind of didn't follow the program to a T like I was for those first 5 or 6 months. I haven't gained a bunch of weight back, but the great thing is I was able just to jump back on, no problem. Just refocus, and just kind of stoke your engines again, which is awesome because it's not a diet. It really truly is a lifestyle, and because it's not a diet, you can fall off the wagon if you want to say that, but you just pick it up and keep on going. If Cyndy and I now, with our kids being older, we enjoy going out to dinner. We enjoy, meeting couples for dinner. We enjoy doing things now. So we set ourselves up with our 2 shakes a day to basically eat whatever we want for dinner. So now we're not eating to live. We're eating to enjoy the food that we're having. It's totally awesome. And with my son, one of the biggest things for me is I see his confidence is through the roof. That's something that he didn't have through most of his life, up until now. And the older that he gets and through this journey, I see him just beaming with confidence. I love the Isagenix products, but the biggest thing for me, and I say this all the time, is my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I lost her for many years. And these products actually gave me my wife back. So I can't thank Isagenix enough for that. So that is my main thing is that. As far as the income potential and the business side of it, I never saw myself as anybody that would ever do network marketing or direct sales of any type. I was the guy that worked for corporate his entire life. I said, that's not for me. I don't know enough people. Most of those things are a scam. I don't want to be involved in that. Isagenix is a legitimate home-based business. It's no different than if you were buying some kind of product and then reselling it yourself. It's no different than that. It's no different if you were going to a flea market and you were buying, furniture and you were, redoing it, selling out of your garage. It's no different than that. It's a legitimate home-based business. We get paid for product that we sell. One of the opportunities that my wife and I are super, super, super excited about, and I can share just a little bit about it, is we are partnering with some of the top MMA professionals in our area. And we are going to be opening up a state-of-the-art facility here in St. Louis. And our Isagenix business will be one of the exclusive, will be the exclusive supplement provider for that facility. So we're super, super excited about that. We are so excited that we're actually, we have invested in the gym itself. And we will be minority owners. But this opportunity is going to be huge for us. And the one thing that Cyndy and I want to do more than anything is to give back to the community. So that's our whole thing with opening up the gym. Is you see the picture of our family here. How many other families out there are like us? How many other families out there are praying for either a something to help with their weight, their depression, whatever, or how many families out there are praying for some source of extra income? Well, Isagenix can do both. They really truly can free you from that physical and that financial pain. So that's part of the reason why we have invested in this gym project, is because we know that there are people out there like us, and we want to help as many people as possible, not only with the Isagenix products, but just gain their health and their life back in general. So we look forward to getting that up and going as soon as possible, and helping as many people. So thanks, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Oh, Sam and Cyndy, appreciate you guys. And I share your story all the time, and you're changing lives. I really appreciate that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to kind of go quickly through these slides. We've got other presentations where we took more time on the slides, but I really wanted Sam and Cyndy to share their story with you so you can see the impact that you can have on the lives of other people, starting with yourself. And that's the key. Start with yourself, become a product of the product. We have solutions for multiple things. We've got the weight loss solution, which you heard Sam and Cyndy both talk about. We have the performance solution, which many of us have taken advantage of that. I mentioned earlier what a difference it's made in the performance of my wife and I in the gym. The vitality and well-being, we used to call that the anti-aging. We changed that and started calling it the healthy aging or the youthful aging. And now we just simply call it the vitality and well-being. It literally is a way to age gracefully. And like I said earlier, I'm able to play with my grandkids and wear them out. We've got the personal care and beauty. And then the fifth element over there is the financial wellness. It's a very, very strong piece of the Isagenix solution. I'm just going to really quickly cover some of these products. Again, we've got much, much more detail people can take in, but our number one product is our shake. We are the number one shake company in America. We just passed Herbalife recently. It is a phenomenal product. It's a meal replacement. These next two slides tell a lot, but 23 vitamins and minerals. Compare that to what most people eat for a typical meal throughout their day, whether it be lunch or dinner, or some people even eat breakfast, fast food. What are most people eating? And then compare that to the Isagenix meal. It's a full meal replacement. It's not just a protein shake with 100 calories. It's a full 240 calories, full meal replacement. It satisfies you, it tastes great, and it gets you the minerals and vitamins you need at a very fraction of the cost that people are spending on the junk food they're eating. Well, you might say, well, I don't eat junk food. I eat healthy. I eat whole foods. Well, you'd have to eat this whole tray of food to equal the nutrition that's in one of our meal replacement shakes. So I don't know anybody eating that much for a meal. Energy. I'll tell you, I hear as much about energy as I do weight loss. People want more energy. I was traveling back from Charlotte today. My wife and I drove over last week, and then we came back today, most of the trip. And about 2 o'clock, I was starting to feel a little groggy. In the past, I would have had to pull over and let Diane drive for an hour while I took a little nap. This time I just said, "Hon, would you hand me an e-shot?" I take the e-shot, 5 minutes later, bam, clarity, feeling good, made the rest of the trip home, no problem. The Isagenix Supreme, we lovingly call that, well, I won't say what we lovingly call it, but that's our favorite product, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that product, it will adapt to what your body needs. It will literally help you reduce the effects of stress on your body, which is amazing. I just enrolled a doctor last Thursday, and we were talking about stress and the stress he's under and how that's attributed to his weight gain and how this product will help him. And he was amazed, a little skeptical, but amazed. So we'll be seeing him get some great results and see him convert to a full believer in Isagenix. Because as he was talking, it was so funny because I have 100% confidence in our products. And so as he was coming across as a skeptical medical doctor, which I expected, it was way, way, way below my energy level because I totally believe it. I've seen it. Sam and Cyndy and just hundreds and hundreds of people, I've seen the results. So he was like, if this works, I'm like, no, sir, not if, when this works. And it's just amazing. And this Isagenix Supreme, it won't be long and he will not be able to live without it. It's awesome. The Cleanse for Life, it's the product that the company was founded on initially, that and the shakes. But this was the product that started the whole thing. It was, as Deanna Falchuk said at our event this past weekend, Disney was started because of a mouse. Isagenix was started because of a spider. I love that. Brown recluse spider bit John Anderson. He's known as the mineral man around the world. He developed over 2,000 different formulas for over 600 companies. He really understands nutrition, minerals, vitamins, and he developed this product to save his own foot from that brown recluse spider bite. Sure enough, he was able to get those toxins and poison out of his body, saved his foot, didn't have to have his leg amputated like they were wanting to do at the hospital. And as a result, a byproduct, serendipity, he lost a bunch of weight during the process. And he was like, aha, we've discovered something that not only flushes toxins, but will help people lose weight. And that really was the foundational product of Isagenix right there, that Cleanse for Life. A lot of us will do that like one day a week just to keep ourselves clean. Some people once a month. But it's a phenomenal, phenomenal process. And John Anderson and Isagenix have made that available to us. We also have targeted nutrition support. I use everything on this page. I absolutely love these Isagenix products. The shake, the heart boost is one I use every day. The brain boost every day. The pre-workout, the mid-workout, the post-workout, those are things literally when my wife and I work out, we're using those, and it's helping us to perform better in the gym. It lets our muscles last longer, fatigue less, so we're able to get more work in during our workout, and therefore we're getting better results. This is my favorite product, though. I know I've said it 3 times, but this is my favorite product. It's like my dad in Bible verses. He'd always say, "No, this is my favorite Bible verse." He loved them all, and that's kind of how I'm with the Isagenix products. But this is one, as I'm 57 years old, I've had many people tell me, you know, how youthful I look for 57 years old. And then they look at my wife and they think she's my daughter. And, you know, we attribute some of that to these telomere support that you get in the Isagenix products. John Anderson, as you saw that quote in that last thing, said the biggest discovery of our time. And that's saying a lot from a guy who's developed so many products. But this Isagenix product is what he developed that literally has turned back the time, the clock of time. It's absolutely amazing product. And it restores your telomeres is basically what it does. You can get with a person, invite you on the call, they can get you some videos to learn more about this, but we're not going to get into the science of it or anything, but I'm just telling you there's flat out scientific research. A Nobel Peace Prize was won on this process. And like John Anderson said and was quoted, could be the greatest discovery of our time when it comes to nutrition and health. That's our Isagenix product. Why are we different than all the other companies out there that are on the commercials and promoting health and wellness? Number one, we're not like a traditional business. We don't have you inventory product and resell product. Everybody just simply goes and gets an account. They order directly from the company handles everything. We're just a marketing arm. But the main thing about the product is the science behind the product. Everything is backed by science. We have over 50 full-time scientists. We had one of them at our event this past weekend, Dr. Paul Sario, and he helped explain why Isagenix is different. If you weren't at that event, be sure and get with somebody that was, and they can kind of explain to you why we're different. And it's based on the way we develop products. It's based on the way we research those products, the way we test those products, the way we have the best of the best when it comes to the scientists on our staff. This is the study that he did quite a few years ago. It really was the foundation of backing our product by science. Isagenix went to Dr. Paul Sario and had him do a test, the heart-healthy diet versus the Isagenix weight loss system. And needless to say, Isagenix blew the heart-healthy diet away, which is a great diet. This was so much better. 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss, twice as much of that dangerous visceral fat loss. These are amazing results, absolutely amazing results, and they're out there peer-reviewed. We have a no-compromise guarantee with Isagenix, and that was put in the very beginning by the founders. When John Anderson brought these products to Jim and Kathy Coover and they created this company, they wanted to take the products that were going to be best for the people and get that to us without some company changing it and tinkering with the formula to make it more profitable for the company. Maybe the resources were hard to get, the core resources. And they said, no, we're not going to compromise. We're going to get the people, the masses, the best nutrition, and that's what Isagenix has done. All these ingredients are tested for identity, safety, strength, and composition, and they're tested before, during, and after they're produced. For more information about the product, be sure and get back with the person who invited you. Also, check out our website, isagenixhealth.net. Now, in the last few minutes I have here with you, I want to help you determine what pack might be best for you. And ultimately, it's going to be between you and the person that's enrolling you. They're going to want you to get the pack that's going to help you have the best experience. If you're coming to this as a business, you want to treat it as a business, the one on the far left, the ultimate pack, is definitely going to be for you. That ultimate pack is going to be enough product for you and your spouse or you for a couple months, but it's going to give you a broad overview of most of the core products. My wife and I have a pantry full of Isagenix products because we got an ultimate pack and we understood the value of each of them. The joint support, the brain support, all these different products. We may have never tried if we stuck with just the weight loss system, but because we got an ultimate pack, we were able to experience these different things. So now when people have different problems and issues, we have the solution and we know because we used it. So from a business owner perspective, if you're coming in as a business, you probably want to take a look at the ultimate pack. If your budget's a little tight, you might want to look more at the value pack. It's got all of the essentials that you're going to need to have a great experience. And then the premium pack is the next one down. And then the one that actually Cyndy started with, and I initially started with. We bought the ultimate pack later. We were in the business, but that pack on the far right is the basic pack, and that's the one that Sam and Cyndy started with. So whatever works best for you, that's what your enroller is going to want to help you get, because we want you to have a great experience. World-class partnership. We're just going to talk about the company for a minute. I could go on, like Sam said, for an hour about this alone. We cover all these keys to success, every single one of them. Again, I'll go through them in more detail in future presentations. Why Isagenix? Bottom line, from a business standpoint, there's a lot of people making a lot of money. And again, as I said earlier with the disclaimer, there's no guarantees, but there is some facts that you can learn by seeing what other people have achieved. You know, if you come into a situation where only a few people are making a lot of money, that's one thing, and that's a lot of companies out there. If you come in here and you see there's about 600, 700 people making a six-figure income or more. There's about 300 people who have made $1 million with Isagenix. Last year, there was like 23 people who made over $1 million. Several made multi-million dollars. There's a lot of people making a lot of money, and that shows you from a compensation standpoint that this company pays out extremely well. Now, let's talk about your opportunity real quick. And it may be you're just here and you want to get your products paid for, or you may want to be like our number one income earner and make a multi-million dollar income a year. Wherever you fall, somewhere in between those two, we have the solutions for you. What bill would you like to get rid of? What day would you like to experience over and over again, your dream day? Well, if I could provide you a solution where you could pay your bills and you could live that dream life, would you be willing to take a look at what we're doing here? And that's what we're talking about here with Isagenix. We're going to start with a very simple concept. It's you plus two, and this is the core of the you share, they share, but this is just the you sharing part. You share with two customers, one on your right team, one on your left. Your enroller will help you. It's not difficult. When this happens, you become a consultant. The company's going to pay you a $50 consultant bonus. You're going to get a product introduction bonus from each of the two people that bought some product. If the two people bought that value pack, which is kind of the medium one there, it's the best value for your money. You're going to get the most product for your money. You're going to have the best possible experience, that value pack. If you had two new customers come in the same week and bought a value pack, and then those two customers got two new customers with any pack that did 100 BV or more, you would earn, in essence, $900 total if you add up all the different ways to make money. Again, for sake of time, I'm not going to go through all the little details of the comp plan. I'm just here to tell you the proof's in the pudding. A lot of people make a lot of money. A lot of people getting their products paid for, which is the most important thing. Now, I do want to talk just a couple minutes about this here, and I'm going to wrap it up. It's the cycle bonus. The cycle bonus is critical because this is the residual income aspect of our compensation plan. This is what has people like Joe Ames, who's going to be my guest here in April on one of our Monday Night Calls, $650,000 a year salary, bonus commission job in corporate America. He left that to do Isagenix full time. Why would a guy do that? Well, it's because of this element right here. It's called residual income, compounding residual income. Basically, when your teams, two teams, one team on the right, one team on the left, when those two teams accumulate 900 points, we call them business volume, 600 on one side, 300 on the other side, you earn a $54 cycle bonus. $54. Now you might be saying, why would a guy leave a job like that for $54? He wouldn't. But what happens is the power of two, he would. The reason being, he's only got two teams to build. As he builds these two teams, more and more customers come on board. We're promoting a consumable product. So as your team grows and people continue to buy the product over and over, they continue to eat month after month, these teams grow, you can earn up to 250 of those cycles per week. That's 13,500 a week. Now that actually exceeds the 650,000 that Joe was earning in corporate America. I'll let him tell his own story here in a week or two when he's my guest, but it's a phenomenal story. You're going to want to hear it. But this is the reason right here. The cycle bonuses, the residual income pays down through infinity. So this is not one of those multi-level marketing companies that only pays so many levels. We pay down through infinity. We're a global business. We're currently in 18 markets around the world. There's a small $49 fee if you want to have an international business. If you just want to do business in Canada, US, and Puerto Rico, there's no cost for that. That cycle bonus is so key because I mentioned earlier having a bill paid, having a dream day that turns into your dream life. What would it take for you to be financially free? Now, this chart only goes up to 100 cycles a week. The company pays up to 250 cycles a week, 13,500 a week, 700,000 a year. That's what they pay out, and just this one way of making money. So you could see that whatever your dreams are, you could achieve them here with Isagenix. And by the way, when you max out that comp plan, they give you another position to build, same income opportunity, and another, and another, and another. There's no limit to your potential income with Isagenix. You pick the number on here you want to earn, and your enroller will help you to set a game plan to help you achieve your dreams and your goals. So the choice ultimately is yours. You are where you are in life because of choices you made and choices you've allowed others to make for you. I want to encourage you right now, get back with the person who invites you to this call and let them know you want to set up an account. That's all it takes to get started. Set up an account. It's so simple. You can call the corporate office. They can do it for you. The person is enrolling. You can take the information. They give you a website. They can actually send you a recommended cart, and it's got a recommendation from them. There are multiple ways to get enrolled, but that's your key right now. Get back with the person who invites you to watch this. Get your account set up. Get the product pack that's going to be best for you. Work with your enroller. In most cases, that's going to be a value pack, but it's going to be different for everybody. So get with your enroller, and they'll help you determine the pack that's best for you. If not this, then what? And I just want to share with you that the best way to predict your future is to create it. You've been given that opportunity by the person that invites you, so get back with them. Do them the courtesy. If for whatever reason you're not interested, tell them you're not interested. And typically, there's going to be a reason. Feel free to share that reason with them. They'll keep you in a loop, and when the timing's right, they'll be glad to help onboard you. But right now, for those of you that are excited and want to get started, like Sam and Cyndy, myself, just get with them, set up an account, put the products in your body, watch your body start to respond, and then as people ask you about it, you simply share, and we'll help you do that too, and we'll see you at the top. God bless you. Sam and Cyndy, thanks for sharing tonight. Sam, you almost had me in tears there when you were talking about having your wife back. You guys, you're awesome. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you that have joined us tonight.